beautiful community, my Sangha. This is a fun little morning ride. It was very peaceful. We stayed at Fontana Village. It's just outside of the Tail of the Dragon, Dill's Gap. So this is the trip from Fontana Village up to the Tail of the Dragon, off of Highway 28. It was so serene. It was amazing. I just kind of wanted to share with you a little bit of my biking history. So I grew up, my dad was a biker. He always had a motorcycle. I remember when I was a little girl, I had to have been 9. My dad parked his motorcycle near the steps of the house, and I used the second step to get on the motorcycle. And somehow I knocked it over. I don't know how I was able to be in that small, but I did. And I freaked out and I didn't say anything. And they ended up blaming it on my teenage brother. Yeah, that was not good. I paid karma points for that one. Trust me. He got me back with blaming spilled paint on me, and I'm pretty sure it was him. But so I grew up riding, and when I met Keyfob 13 years ago, he didn't have a motorcycle at the time, but we made a lot of plans to be riding together. And it took us quite a while to build our income to where we could even afford a motorcycle. But once we did get one, it was within just a couple of months that we had an accident. Somehow the brakes locked up. The owner before us tinkered with it a lot, didn't ride it a lot, but tinkered with it a lot. So I don't know if it was that, because we had it for a month already, but some freak accident happened and the brakes locked up and just went flying. And thank God that nothing was broken, but we had severe road rash. Unfortunately, we weren't geared up. Luckily I had chaps on. We were going to help a friend move, so I had chaps on, but I had a tank top on, and Maddie just had a t-shirt on. So the worst of it was our road rash was from our shoulders all the way down to our fingertips. So we were out for about 2 weeks. My mom and dad took care of us, thank God. But after that, I dealt with a lot of weirdness. I never knew PTSD until that. And it was I was scared of freak accidents because I associated that bike accident with the freak accident. Keyfob is an avid rider. There was nothing he did to cause that. So in my mind, I just associated with the freak accident. And therefore, I started to experience anxiety when it came to thunderstorms. I was thinking the lightning was going to strike and a tree was going to hit the house. Just weird things. I'm the worst passenger ever now in a vehicle. Lately I've done better, but leading up to this, I tried to get back on the motorcycle again, and I kept having panic attacks. I think I tried 5 different times with Keyfob, and every time within a few minutes, he would have to stop, pull over, let me off the bike, and then come back with the vehicle to get me. That's how bad it was. But I missed the wind therapy. I really did. I grew up loving it. I've always loved motorcycles, and I missed that feeling. So it took a good bit of years, I think 4 or 5. And I finally told Keyfob, the only way I'm ever going to ride again is if I get on my own motorcycle. I just associated it with me being a bad passenger in a vehicle. Well, okay, then, if I'm going to be a bad passenger on a motorcycle, let me ride my own. But I also knew that I remember as a teenager, I had rode a dirt bike and I whiskey throttled it into the fence. So that left me with some fear with shifting, and I also know I can get uptight a little bit. I can get anxious, and I can let my anxiety get the best of me sometimes. So I was scared to get back on a bike after that accident and still be scared of shifting. So we started talking about dual clutch transmissions, and that's what you see me on. It's a Honda 750 and it's a dual clutch transmission. So man, that baby, I just knew it. For some reason, when I sat on motorcycles, in the rider's seat myself, I never felt comfortable. I never felt comfortable to pick my feet up. I sat on that baby and my feet went up instantly. It was an amazing feeling. I knew she was mine. I petted her as soon as I sat on her, and I just knew. And she's been such a blessing to me. She's given me that wind therapy back. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now. Maddie wants me to jump up to a Rebel or to, something bigger, but I love my little gal. gal. She does good. Yeah. So with that said, fears have always run my life, but in certain points of my life I've been able to control those fears. So yeah, all we can do is keep it moving, huh? One day at a time, right? I love you all. I hope you enjoy this blessing of a ride and the scenery. It really was amazing. It really was peaceful. Remember, we're always loved, guided, and protected. I love you all.